If I think I have been a victim of medical malpractice, what should I do?
It's a good idea to begin documenting. Document what happened, document everything that happens after the malpractice, dates of surgery, lab results. If you have a CAT scan, the results of the CAT scan. Document the names of the doctors, nurses, and other healthcare providers involved. It helps you remember things if a lawsuit is filed in the future. You have the facts down. It also will help you explain your case when you do consult with an attorney. And it also can help you explain your condition and case to a doctor that may treat you as a result of the malpractice. The second thing that I would recommend is that you ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions and don't be intimidated. So many of our clients come to us because they want answers and they haven't been given answers. You don't have to be hostile, but be direct. Just ask, why did this happen? How is this going to be fixed? What's the treatment plan from here on out? Another very important thing to do is request a copy of your medical records. You want to get a copy of those records before there's any editing, alterations that might happen. Unfortunately, alteration of medical records does occur when there's been a bad result. Sometimes lab results are lost, the chart can be lost, entries are altered, additions are made. It will be much easier for your attorney to detect these alterations if you get a copy of the records close to the time the malpractice occurred.